So we just wanted to, we kind of added 3 new members. So we wanted to introduce everybody. Two of our members have been on the council for a really long time. They decided to say sayonara. So, we just wanted to get a chance to introduce ourselves. So, Nina I'm so happy that she's joining us. Nina, do you want to start the introductions? Because you're the reason why we're all here.
It sounds like you're the reason that everyone has convened.
Yeah.
And become a great council, but sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Nina Kim. I'm the program officer for you all, and also Hampshire County, Essex County, and Bristol County. And so, yeah, it's really wonderful to see you, even though it's through this virtual medium. And I've been at the Mass Cultural Council for about almost 3 years. I think early June will be my 3rd year. So it's been really interesting to see how councils have evolved since I first began, because that's when we launched the Power of Culture initiative, and that's when we started working more closely with the local cultural councils. And so, yeah, so I'm really glad to be here today. And yeah, I'd love to hear more about, why folks have joined the council. I kind of already asked Virginia, Amanda, and Marjorie about this. But yeah, if you could just, briefly talk about how you ended up on the council, and yeah, just like how you all are doing with the grant stuff, but then also, general life, because we are in a pandemic. I don't know who wants to start first.
Angie.
Angie, okay, so I'm Angie. That's what I go by. My full name is too long, so I go by Angie. And I've been in Granby for the past 19 years. So I moved there 19 years ago. And I just got introduced by my friend Elle. We work together. So she just kind of like hooked me up into this.
Nice.
Hopefully it's going to be fun.
It will be.
Sounds good.
Excuse me, it's already fun.
It is fun.
Who wants to go next?
Well, I already went, and so did Virginia, and so did Amanda. So now it's
sort of.
Yeah.
So I've been on the council now for 2 years. It feels a lot longer, Nina. It feels a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
I joined the council because they were looking for new members on Facebook. So I was like, yeah, I just moved to Granby. So I wanted to get involved, get to know people. I'm originally from Springfield, so I'm used to a city environment, and this is definitely a town. So I wanted to kind of get to know people, and, I really enjoy the cultural perspective of stuff, especially Springfield had so much of it. So I didn't know what the needs were for Granby. I didn't know, other than their charter days, I really didn't hear a lot about anything that Granby was known for. So I wanted to kind of creep in that a little bit more and find out. So of course I signed up, and then my husband was like, I'd like to do that too. I'm sure they wouldn't mind another person. So so we joined, and we went through a year together, and the chair had mentioned to my husband that she was done. She was retiring and she was moving on, and that somebody needed to take on that role. And he was like, I'll do it. And I was like, you better learn all of it, because I'm doing your work for you. I'm not signing up to be the chair because I don't want to do that. So he learned the entire thing, and then he had a couple of medical emergencies, so he wasn't able to move forward. So Nina was gracious, and I sent, I don't know, 1 million frantic emails going, I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know what's going on with that. What do I do here? Oh my goodness, what's going on? And so, we want to kind of move forward with the council, and, we want to get bigger. I've talked to the council chairs over in Belchertown, where they're doing like cost, like, I want to be like Belchertown, or like get council to be, even like a quarter of it, because they have a lot of fun. I'm even following them on Facebook so I can kind of keep tabs on it. But I've kind of been more in this like director leadership role, and I'd kind of, with everything kind of going on, I'd like to kind of step aside. I know a lot of information that I'm more than happy to share with anybody who would like to step up into the chair position. If any of you guys would like to do that, we could vote on it now. But
Yeah.
Just saying.
She's talking to me.
And Melissa, I think, is calling.
Yay.
Yeah.
Didn't she volunteer?
Hello. Hey, Melissa. Hi. Hi. I just put you on speakerphone. I was busy talking and I didn't look down, and then I saw that I missed your call.
Okay.
Do you want us to quickly introduce ourselves so that way you know who's on the other end, and then you can quickly introduce yourself?
Sure.
Okay. Mina, do you want to just quickly introduce yourself?
Hi, Melissa. I'm Mina Kim, program officer at the Mass Cultural Council.
Can you hear her okay?
No, I can't hear her at all.
Okay, hold on. I'll put my volume up.
Okay.
I just didn't want like a lot of feedback. Mina, can you talk now?
Hi, Melissa. It's Mina Kim, program officer at the Mass Cultural Council.
Can you hear her now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect.
I'm
And then that's
Marjorie tipped in. You met me, and Robert tipped in.
Hello.
Hello.
You want me to throw kibasa and boil it or something? Or pack it there?
Hey, Virginia, you're next on the box line.
Hi, I'm Virginia. This is my first meeting, so.
Okay.
This is Angie, and this is my first meeting as well.
Hello.
Amanda, you can't be quiet forever.
I'm Amanda, and this is my first meeting too.
Wow.
Hello. Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you.
I'm the pride of the group.
And that leaves you, Melissa. You want to just say a quick hi to everybody and talk about yourself for a hot minute?
I'm Melissa Rickson. This is at the end of my first year on the Cultural Council.
Yeah.
And yeah, just happy to help out.
Great.
She has a lot of good experience. When we had to put together the community input survey, Melissa gave me direction, and I was like that annoying little I don't know what's going on, can you help? And she was like, relax, this is what we're gonna do.
I think Melissa should be the chair.
Or I would give her like 2 or 3 options. This or this.
Awesome.
Melissa, your stuff.
We're finally coming together as a council, which is really great. I don't know where to put this so there's some feedback. Okay. Can you hear us okay, Melissa?
Yes.
Okay. So I sent everybody an agenda through the chat here. Do you want me to send it to you on Facebook Messenger?
Sure.
Let me know when you get it.
I got it.
Perfect. Okay. So we just did new members introduction. So the next thing is we need to vote on current grantees. Should we allow them to postpone their activities / performances until next year? Obviously with COVID-19 happening, you can't really leave your house, let alone have a performance. And so we've gotten 3 people from our list of, I'm trying to show that with you guys, who have reached out to us to say, there's no way we can do it this year.
Yeah.
Surprised there weren't more.
The only thing that concerns me is with the list is the poor kids, the 35 high school students that studied Spanish. Remember, they wanted the bus to go to the restaurant?
Yeah, the Spanish restaurant.
Right. Are they open for takeout? We can deliver it to the kids. I mean, the seniors this year all across the country, 2020, are missing out big time.
we can certainly reach out to them to see what's going on with the teacher that applied for the grant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to upload a file.
I just don't think these seniors should have to miss out on that too.
I agree.
Meaning, the senior center ain't even open.
No, the seniors.
Oh,
High school seniors.
Okay.
Gotta love my
Have
husband. He's
classes.
so cute.
How do they have in classes?
But maybe
How
we
can it
can get,
happen?
I mean, my son delivers food all the time with Shimmerhorns. I mean, I can volunteer my kids to come and deliver food to the seniors. I have no problem with that.
I just uploaded the grantee list that we approved last year. Can you guys open that?
Okay?
I sent it in the chat.
I just feel bad for the kids. I'm a sucker for kids. What can
I know you are, Marge.
Shut up.
Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah.
No, I
I'm
can't
opening
see
it right now.
Down the bottom it says download.
Yeah, I feel bad for the kids. I feel like with our power that we have, we should do what we can and try and normalize things as best as possible.
Those poor kids.
I don't know. I don't think that we should get involved in delivering food though. And
Yeah, I think that's too much, but I don't
The
see like
volunteer thing, I mean, if my son were to go and pick up these foods, Granby is only like how many square miles?
Why don't we talk to the teacher first and see if it's plausible to move forward with the grant for that activity and see if they have any feedback. But we can
What about
definitely.
the safe distancing? We could open up the high school and the kids could be 6 feet apart from each other. I don't know. There's got to be a way to give these seniors
Well, there are
something.
schools that are feeding lunches, so if maybe we incorporated it in that program, if the teacher.
All right. Yes.
See?
Oh, that's my own heart. I just want the kids to have, you know?
So, Marge, do you want to reach out to the teacher for that grant and find out what
Give me the information,
situation is?
her number and stuff, and yeah, I'll call her.
Okay.
No problem.
Do you know how to go into the Granby Cultural Council website to go in to see that? I mean, I can send it to you, but I think you know how to log into the website, right?
Yeah, but I get confused with the regular
Okay,
website.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
So, you guys, so, let me pull up the email too.
No, seriously. I mean, I would volunteer my kids, no problem. They
know
do what
that.
it says.
So Steve Henderson requested to postpone his performance of Mabel and Jerry. He's a senior himself, and obviously the cast members are seniors, and they're not doing any kind of social activities. And it's also projected a second wave of COVID-19 might be coming this fall. He's requesting postponement until 2021. I didn't know if you guys, we want to vote right now to see if we're going to approve this or not.
It was approved once, and I say yes.
I say yes.
Sounds good to me.
Bob, too. 2 votes here on my box.
Yes.
Angie? Okay.
I just wonder if we should be taking it on a case-by-case basis like that, or if it should just be yes, allow it, and just let everyone know that it will be allowed for the next year.
Well, because one of them, the Fairy House Craft, she had mentioned that she wants to postpone it. But she also asked if there was an option we could make the little crafts to go. Let me pull up the email so I can say
I
it.
like that idea, the fairy houses. You
Right.
know that the woman that wrote
Right, but I think if we
Mary
leave
Poppins,
it to the organization and just say like a blanket, yes, we will approve it if you would need to carry it on to next year, or yes, we will approve it if you do something that is to go. Like either way, we agree to work with you and your organizations to expend it to be sure it's happening. We're not going to rescind any of the funds.
would she do a Zoom class?
Well, she wrote that she'll provide each participant the materials, instructions, backgrounds, and stories about the fairy and fairy dwelling.
I love the fairy house thing because the woman that wrote Mary Poppins has autism, and her one thing to deal with the world was to go outside and build those fairy houses.
Okay. I
Did you
think
know
Melissa,
that?
I think Melissa's trying to ask the council if we want to just vote, like, Melissa, tell me if I'm wrong, but like kind of like an umbrella, like we're gonna agree to grant everybody on our list if they want to postpone it, or if they want to come up with an idea where people can work on stuff individually. Does that sound?
As long as it still meets all of the things that they said within the grant that they wrote, that, yes,
Yeah,
you should
that sounds fair.
approve it for the following year or at your earliest convenience in whichever mechanism that you can do, being in the times that we're in, you know.
Sounds good.
Okay, can we do that?
Yes.
Yes. So I wanted to say in one of my emails to the councils, I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe a little bit more, but I included an example of what the Northampton Arts Council had sent out to their grantees. And so they provided a blanket extension as well. And a lot of councils are doing that actually. But you do need to specify how long the extension is for. And so is it going to be through fiscal year 21? Is it going to be for the next 6 months? So you want to vote on the timeline. And by saying like through fiscal year 21, that's actually June 30th, 2021, right?
I got a question.
Mhm.
Will we extend this money? Will that affect our next year's budget?
No.
So no, you would just encumber it. And so one thing that I was going to ask is sort of like what your record keeping looks like, just because especially with all these grant modifications, I think it's really helpful for councils to have like a good sheet or some way to organize all these modifications, because you want to make sure that you're encumbering the funds, but then also keeping track of what people have said they will present in terms of their modification. So you can vote on the blanket extension to approve modification requests, and then like specify certain things that you want to follow to establish some parameters for the modifications. And then you want to also, I just lost it, but you also want to, it'll come back to me. But yeah, so modification requests. And then when the reimbursement forms come through, you still need to have at least 2 council members look at the reimbursement form and materials, but only 1 council member needs to sign it. Yeah, and it's digital signatures are fine.
I'm using the Excel spreadsheets downloaded from the website, the Granby Culture.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I was trying to figure everything else out, it was easier just to use that form.
Okay, that's great.
So do you guys want to vote on just giving a blanket extension and put a specific date?
I want blanket extension because nobody knows. It's all crazy if you listen to the COVID stuff
Right, they could
on the news.
They could
Nobody knows.
reschedule it for October, and then there could be another wave of it in October, and then the government shuts everything again. So I think a blanket extension for a date somewhat into next year.
Do you
You
want to do the June 2021?
Yes.
Yes. 2 votes here for yes.
Yes.
That's, you know.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Thumbs up.
Cool.
And then as a part of this discussion, you should probably also vote on what you're willing to accept. And so modification requests, as long as they follow programming proposed in the original application, something like that, or any modification requests around shifting to a virtual medium.
That's fair.
Sounds fair. Husband says it. Me too. So,
And maybe just that we receive notification or still get the, you know, the proof that when they send that if the event happened, that we do actually see, you know, some of the results.
yes. Two for yes.
Do you have
They show your money was spent where it's supposed to be.
yeah, do you have social media presence or any social media accounts?
We have a small Granby Cultural Council page that we try to plug away at all the other Granby and South Hadley.
I also set up a Granby Cultural Committee Facebook because I couldn't get Granby Cultural Council.
But
Oh,
we
really?
didn't do like Instagram or anything.
That's okay.
Like that.
I feel like Facebook is probably the most popular one that's used.
That's why I did the Facebook page,
Yeah.
trying to get, but
Mhm.
then, well, stuff happens and I don't know.
Because you can also offer grantees who decide to do virtual programs to help promote their stuff through the Granby Cultural Council page.
If you need someone to run a Granby Cultural Council Instagram, I'm your person.
Yay!
that
I
sounds
don't
great.
know Instagram from.
Amanda, do you want to run the Facebook page too?
Sure.
Oh, Amanda,
Why
I
not?
like you.
Yeah, just let me know. Yeah, I'll try and get it to be
I don't have
popular.
Instagram and I don't understand it. My granddaughter does it, but hey, I'm an old lady.
Amanda, if you want to check out the Belchertown Facebook Cultural Council, that's what kind of helped me.
Mm-hmm.
This is not my thing, but to get members and to get our word out there, that's what I did.
Okay, yeah,
Andy,
for
email
sure.
me, okay, about the password and everything for the Granby Cultural Committee Facebook page.
Okay.
Cool.
There you go.
And yeah, and maybe we can look into how to change that title to the Granby Cultural Council.
I can't. It was taken.
What if
I
you
tried.
put GCC in parentheses next to it?
Margie, the Granby Cultural Council Facebook page, we already have it.
No, but that's different from the other one, isn't it?
I don't.
You post on it all the time.
Okay.
How about we give it to Amanda to do, and she can sort it out.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know. I have a lot of free time.
There you go, Amanda. All right, so there's one more thing that I would like to vote on. I don't know if we need to vote on it or not, or maybe just have a discussion about it, because I think we have to talk to Christopher, who runs all of the finances through Granby. But say that, one of the grantees has a great history with providing Granby with, performances or experiences or activities, and they had something scheduled, they had already started paying for some of it, or, they were seeking to get some reimbursement ahead of time to be able to, pull the trigger on putting it out there in a different kind of scope. I believe in one of the Q&As, Nina, that we could provide maybe some reimbursement or full reimbursement depending on what the town administration had.
Yeah. So this one is probably on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
And definitely partial payments are good. And so, usually when people prepare to put on programming or create artwork, there's time that they put into it before an event. And so as long as they can provide any sort of backup material for the partial payment, they would just submit that regularly, with the reimbursement form and any supporting documents. And so that's another thing that you would just have to record on your end. And of course, the town's going to record it on their end as well, that this was partial payment, and that, upon completion, there is the difference that you'll have to pay out.
Whatever we awarded them. Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we are, trying to be as supportive and as flexible as possible during this time, especially knowing that a lot of our artists and arts organizations are struggling, and some organizations are, on the brink of closing. And obviously they're closed right now. So in the case that, a program can't happen at all, we're also being flexible in terms of allowing LCC funds to be used towards operation costs. If, an organization has some operational expenses, they can put the LCC award towards that particular use. And then We are also, encouraging local cultural councils to consider shifting award payments towards mitigation payments. And so this, might require more conversation depending on each specific request. So whenever you have someone who says that their program has been completely canceled, there's no way to reschedule it, send me an email and we can have a discussion about that.
Okay.
At least get reimbursed for money.
Yeah, and then as you're talking to your municipal accountant, just let them know sort of like where the state agency stands as a way to have that conversation with them to see what sort of parameters or protocol the town might have. And ultimately, local cultural council funds are state funds that we distribute to municipalities. And so we can talk about more of the technical details if it comes down to that.
Okay. Good to know.
And then I'm just going to drop this in the chat box. And so this goes over, so everyone has it.
Okay.
This goes over all the different situations you might encounter during this time with the grant process.
Awesome. I'm going to copy and paste it to you, Melissa.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, I had my mute on.
That's okay.
Trying to limit background noise.
Awesome. All right. And okay, so we did that. We did that. So do you guys want to schedule, since we're all here, do you guys want to schedule the voting meeting perhaps maybe in November for our 2021 applicants?
Yeah.
Sure.
So about that, we are still waiting to see what happens with the budget process. And so it's good to get that voting meeting on the calendar for now, but just know that as the budget process there's more clarity around it, we'll be letting you know more information about what to expect for FY21.
Okay. So let's get it on the books, guys. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Does the weekend or the weekday work better for everybody? It usually takes about an hour or an hour and a half to go through this meeting from past experience.
Either
weekend, I think, would be better.
Or a Monday.
Weekend for me.
Or a Monday. Bob has off. He's on 4 o'clock Friday, and he has Saturday, Sunday, Monday off.
Would Mondays work for everybody, like a Monday night?
Yeah, that'd be good.
I could do Monday night.
Me too.
Monday night
Yeah.
would probably be fine for me.
Does anybody have a November calendar open?
I do.
Cool.
So we
go ahead.
have the first Monday is the 2nd. So I don't know what people's schedule looks like. We have the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th. Week of Thanksgiving would be the 23rd.
Yeah,
Try to avoid
let's
that
do
one.
the 2nd.
Because as things get
Second.
really close,
Yeah.
The others are fine.
as illness season approaches and the holidays. So if we
Yeah.
start with November 2nd.
What about
That
the
sounds
time?
good.
Okay. November 2nd sound good for everybody?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, let's talk
Then
about.
we can say that there's an alternate date of the 9th if something.
Will you be joining us, Nina?
I usually don't join the voting meetings, but I'm happy to come if you want.
Hey, it's been nice meeting you.
So do you guys want to put in November 2nd as the first? And if we have to cancel, we could do November 9th?
There you go.
Yeah.
And do we have a time that would work best for everybody?
Anytime after, well,
7 o'clock?
Monday is
So
fine.
Monday, I'll
I think 7 works for me. Anything after like
7
5,
would be good.
just to be
7
safe.
o'clock?
7 sound good.
7 o'clock works.
7 o'clock.
Is that too late for you, El?
No, I'll get a babysitter.
No, you don't. You can bring your kids here.
She got plenty of time to get a babysitter.
I want to just get rid of my.
You can bring your
I'm
kids
glad
here.
that you enjoy them. I'm glad. Okay, so 7 o'clock, either the 2nd or the 9th. Sound
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Yep.
And closer, obviously, we'll send an email out to confirm. And obviously, it's all dependent on, obviously the situation. One last thing that I just wanted to touch base with is anybody interested I don't know if we have to formally vote, Nina, or if anybody would like to become the chair, that would be amazing, please. And thank you.
It sounds like, so you do have to vote. It sounds like maybe we should have a conversation about the different responsibilities associated with being a chair, because I feel like sometimes people get really intimidated at the thought of being chair. And so I just wanted to hear a little bit more of, you know, like how the council has functioned and how, yeah, how like you would like to, how you would like to, you know, divvy up the different tasks and responsibilities among the various councils so that, you know, maybe the chair position doesn't seem so overwhelming. Unless
So
someone wants to be the chair right now.
does somebody want to be the chair right now?
No.
Angie? Melissa will yell at me if I ask her to do it again.
Well, like, what are the responsibilities?
So,
So,
oh, go ahead.
so what I've been doing is I've been trying to go out and getting new members, and then I call Kathy in our town administrative office to have them sign up to get sworn in.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to talk to Kathy about that process. You need to, I've always tried to go to the meetings where members are being sworn in, so that way you're not just kind of there by yourself. Amanda and Virginia and Angie, you guys will formally be sworn in once we can have those kind of meetings again. But I talked to Kathy about it right now, and we're rolling with it. We also schedule the voting meetings, any kind of other meetings that we want to have in the meantime. Margie, Melissa, and I have talked about a couple of other different types of things to happen, like trying to get a booth and like charter days and stuff, but you know, it's kind of hard to cram everything in like one night, so we kind of wanted to do that.
Yeah.
You know, there's a Facebook page to run to try to get stuff out there. There's the interaction between all the grantees that win or who have been declined. So, you know, there's the follow-up process steps in that. Making sure that you're posting the meeting ahead of time to make sure that you give the community enough time to be able to attend if they want to, because it's an open forum. Then you have to schedule where you're going to have the meeting and make sure everything's set to go, and just kind of touching base with all the members overall. And then Margie's the secretary taking notes and making sure that's tight. You know, there's a lot of follow-up. Setting up the annual survey and getting all of those results, which have been interesting.
Mm-hmm. So the chair definitely is a leadership position. But I do feel like, you know, among the things that you just mentioned, Elle, there are ways to assign some of what you've been doing to other folks. And in one of my LCC meetings, I remember like the treasurer was the one who was doing all of the follow-up with grantees. And they were like, oh, this is like way too much work for me, but there's no other way to do it. And when we had a council meeting, we came up with the idea to actually divide the number of grantees among each member so that each member had like a certain number of grantees to work with. So they would be the ones that would follow up with the grantees, would check in with the grantees to make sure they were all set for their programs. And it really depends on like how much capacity you feel you all have. In terms of the relationship you want to develop with your grantees, but this is something that East Hampton also does. And so they actually, it's kind of like a buddy system, and it's a really great way to become more familiar with the grantees as they do their projects and to build that relationship. So that's like something to keep in mind. With the Facebook posts and stuff, Amanda, it sounds like you have the capacity and the interest in doing that. So that seems like something, you know, Amanda could do.
Really quick, what we've been trying to do in this last year is if they have like a flyer, they can send us ahead of time for it. We try to put it on our Facebook page, and then we try to like post it in all the other different pages to kind of get the word out, because sometimes you really don't see any information Granby about stuff. So I don't know how else to get the word out there.
I tried last year.
talk
I
to this.
asked the people to send me their flyer, and then I posted their flyer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, if they slack in sending us one, could we like make a simple one or no? Is it their responsibility?
I
or
have
do we just
adapted them. They sent me a blank one, and I had to fill it in, and then
Oh,
I posted it. Because
yeah.
with
Or
the,
even a
with the
post.
painting and the ships, you know,
Oh.
after you have the date and stuff, I don't mind that. That's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Screenshot Pro and done.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
Melissa,
it's better
Melissa
than
also,
nothing. Sorry, this Zoom thing's so awkward.
I don't mean to just jump in. Melissa had a really good idea last year that we haven't been able to implement yet. We were gonna talk to the high school to have, and correct me if I'm wrong, Melissa, or if you want to talk, you're more than welcome to, about the designing for the Granby Cultural Council.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had realized that we don't have an actual logo, and many cultural councils do. And I had noticed it because I was trying to put together a flyer and our survey, and I was like, gee, we have no artwork to put on this. So then I thought, what if we had maybe either the graphic students at the high school just create it, or we thought maybe we could have a contest and let the students all kind of enter, or anyone in the community enter a contest to design our logo, and then kind of unveil it at Charter Days or something like that. But we weren't able to get it off the ground this year because of circumstances so far. I did
It'd be more about the kids in the high school.
seem
Absolutely.
interested in it. His name is Mr. Kearns. But again, you know, it's something that I think the students would need to know and have time to develop it.
I think that's a great idea.
That's
And
something we could maybe look at for the next school year and get in touch with Mr. Kearns again, you know, at the beginning of the school year.
My cousin in Jackson, New Jersey was the graphic designer teacher, and everybody came to him, and his students created the graphics for Jackson Jaguars and, you know, all of the flyers, anything to do with the school, sports teams, they did it all. And they did it at a cost in funds, but the kids were learning. So yeah, I'm all for tapping into our youth.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
just quickly, one thing that I want to also add is you can also have youth members on the council. And recently, I've had this wonderful youth member contact me about wanting to organize other youth so that they're more aware of this opportunity. And that might be another option for you all.
Cool. I love it.
Nina, the email that gets sent, like when fiscal starts with the new password to get into the Granby Cultural website, because there's been such a switch of new members, and because, you know, it's in May, is there a way, I'd have to go digging in my email to find it. Is there a way to have it sent to like the new members so that way they can access the website to see all the stuff?
Sure, I'll have to dig around too. But you're just talking about mass-culture, right?
Yeah, like, you know how you have to like log in to see all the grants and applications and the history and all that jazz?
Yep.
That might help everybody on the council kind of get a better feel on their own timeline, because when we get applications in, so that we have to like look at them and, you know, be able to vote on them and stuff, you have to go into the website and check it out, because it's like 100 pages of PDF.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also Smart Simple, which is undergoing a change right now. But there's also a username and password associated with that too. But that's another option for those who want to check out the applications as they come in. But yeah,
if we get
the
high
panel
school
book, that's
students,
on Mass Culture.
if we get high school students involved in the cultural committee, that also satisfies their college applications for community service.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of kids in high school that are into art, so it's like, why not join that
Yeah.
GCP?
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So
And I
I
think
sent,
They
oh,
at the
keep
high
going.
school have an arts night where some students perform music and other students, the whole cafeteria is filled with their artwork. Granby High School has a very active theater program. So the arts are really alive in Granby High.
And they should be celebrated and frontlined and supported and ask us for some money.
Yeah, actually, also, students can actually apply for LCC grants themselves too. And I don't think this is something most people know. But if one student wants to apply for funding to support whatever program they might be coming up with, they can
My daughter
apply.
did her gold award, her gold Girl Scout award, offering cheer dance to kids that under, you had to be 7 years old to join Pop Warner. And she just figured she wanted to give it to the little kids, okay? She opened up a booth, we took sign-ups. The line was down the block. She had to run a second session of lessons. And she had no funding. It would have been cool to have funding because we could have given the girls a little bit more than a lollipop after each lesson, even though she raised $300 for each session. It was $600 total she raised for Girl Scouts. So yeah,
Yeah.
So, not to jump back in, but I'm just trying to be cognizant of the time. So, do we want to kind of, instead of trying to come up with like a chair, do we want to kind of divvy up some of the responsibilities to everybody on the council?
Yeah, I'll take social media.
Amanda, it sounds like you're going to do really good with that.
I was going to ask though, like I see on Facebook that, I mean, it's not a big deal, but like we have the Mass Cultural Council as our profile picture. Like if I'm going to make an Instagram, like could I just make a basic logo for us? So then next year, like we get the kids to replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Just to change it up a little, I guess.
Cool.
As long as Mina says okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just I just wanted to take a look at your Facebook page. So I'm just
And just make sure that it's something that's not copyrighted that we're stealing.
Yeah.
All you have to do with an image is change it by 33 1/3%. I have built web pages and done graphic art for years.
I'll make sure it's just
33 1/3%, and it's considered original.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'm not copying anything from anyone.
Well, you could take it and copy it. I can tell you how to adjust it.
Yeah, so definitely
20 years.
You could even just stack Granby Cultural Council for now, but if you want to design something, that's great too.
Yeah, just to make it look different.
But I'm sure that Granby students will come up with 100% original.
That'll be a really good idea, a really good contest.
Yeah.
And
so I don't mind taking on some of the chair responsibilities as long as I would have like a mentor that I could call and can kind of guide some of those.
Ella's your mentor.
and it is good to have a chair, just to have like a central person act as like the communicating connector and bridge between us. But yeah, I mean, Elle and anyone else on the council who has a lot of experience and knowledge, they could certainly be mentors. And then also remember that we're here for you as well. And I'm happy to, sit down, well, not sit down with you, but, like talk you through anything that you might have questions on.
Mina, it's been so
right, because I just wouldn't, I mean,
swear.
this is my first meeting, so.
Yeah.
Well.
So Virginia, I'm sorry, what parts did you want to take over?
She said the whole thing, Elle. She said the whole thing.
I have to learn the parts. I have to learn the parts before I can tell you that.
She's willing to take the whole thing. We're just gonna help her.
So there's,
I mean,
if somebody wants to be in charge of like wrangling us all together to schedule meetings, and touching base with us all, and then.
I nominate Virginia.
And then what we've been doing is we've been having our meetings at the Granby Say that again?
Kellogg Hall.
Kellogg Hall. We've been having our meetings there to vote because it's part of, you know, the Granby culture. So I usually touch base with, I can email you all the information.
Hey, wait a minute.
Okay.
No. We're leaving Angie out. No, she's got to stick her.
Oh no, we're gonna get Angie. Don't you worry. She's
We're
not.
get Angie in here.
I'm
Virginia.
gonna be helping.
Oh,
I'm gonna be
hell no.
helping Elle. I'm gonna be
If you
Elle's
wanna-
secretary.
There you, well, that's Marjorie. So, so Virginia, if you want, because now we have the potential dates of November 2nd and November 9th, I'll give you the information to call them. But if you just want to call them and say, hey, listen, it's the Granby Cultural Council. We'd like to schedule our next, you know, meeting. We have this time available.
Okay, what can we
And
have
who do
Angie
you-
do? Annie's been sitting there. She
Hold on,
knows
Margie.
the voice.
Do you want the
We got to get Angie in the act here.
I will just like I said, I can help Virginia. I have no issues. We can maybe sit down the two of us and just discuss
Virginia.
what needs to be done. And
Virginia.
we can divvy up the job. That's not a problem.
I can send you an email with the contact information. But if
Yeah.
you want to
Okay.
do this responsibility, that would be great.
Yeah.
There are
yeah,
also-
Okay.
we both can
And
work.
who-
And
where
whatever
did
you're gonna do,
I'm a brat.
When you guys are able to,
you met normally? Where did you meet normally? Where was it?
Kellogg
I missed
Hall.
that one. The town hall?
Kellogg Hall.
come here.
Kellogg. Okay,
Oh,
got it.
painting it.
Kellogg Hall. It's right across from Immaculate Heart of Mary.
Right.
They got their
Okay.
restoring.
Yeah.
Can we make Angie in charge of recruiting people?
Yes, I think that's a great idea. Angie.
She's not listening. She's muted us.
She loves talking.
Angie.
Angie, we just signed you up. Good job.
Oh no. Oh my God. Okay, Elizabeth's gonna
The
have to
other
pinch
the
me.
other thing is that there are councils that have co-chairs, so two people who are chairs. So if that makes you both feel more comfortable, that's totally a thing.
Okay.
I mean, this is nice. I like to do like just the numbers, like, you know, whoever runs the voting meetings, if somebody would like to run the voting meetings, that would be good. And then I can just keep all the math. I love math. I can
So
do
will
that.
you be
I don't like.
will you be the
It's
treasurer?
run by the chair, I think.
Yeah, whoever is the chair can run the meeting.
And
There
Elle,
you
are you
go.
staying as treasurer?
If everybody's okay with it.
Yay!
Elle's a great treasurer.
That does require a vote, but that's great.
Okay, we need to vote.
3 votes. Elle
What are we voting?
Angie, we can't even see you, Angie. Angie.
She bitched out. Oh,
For some reason, the video just stopped on my end, but I still can hear you all fine. Can you hear me?
Yes.
yeah, we can hear you. We can't see you.
No, it's some reason it just went to your video. It stopped. I don't know what you guys did to me.
You missed too.
All right,
So we were just was that a vote?
Here.
Yeah.
Virginia, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Amanda, yes or no?
Yes.
Marjorie?
3 yeses here.
Okay.
You know that I
Melissa?
voted for the guy.
Okay. Angie, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. We voted.
Yay!
So now do we have a treasurer and co-chairs?
Yeah.
It sounds like Angie and Virginia could be co-chairs with support,
Awesome.
Sounds
right?
like a plan.
Amanda is our social media analyst.
Yeah.
Marjorie's our secretary, right? Oh, wait, we have to vote on Marjorie being the secretary,
Oh.
right? All right.
Yeah.
Virginia, do you want Marjorie to be the secretary still? Yes or no? Okay. Angie.
Woo, thank you.
Angie,
Yes.
yes or no? Okay.
Yes.
Amanda, yes or no?
Yes.
Melissa, yes or no?
Yes.
Bob, yes or no?
He left the room. With the barbecue. Terry's barbecue grill is fired up.
All right, we'll ask him when he comes back.
Well, he better say yes.
And do we need to vote on the co-chairs?
Yes.
Okay. Melissa, how do you feel about Virginia and Angie co-chairing?
I feel that's fantastic.
Virginia, how do you feel about that?
Yay!
Angie, how do you feel about that?
I'm excited about it.
Amanda, how do you feel about that?
Very good.
And Marjorie, how do you feel about that?
Yay! Times 3.
Do we need to wait for Bob to have his last vote on those two, Mina?
Pigs aren't gonna cook that.
So 1, 2, 3,
They're on the
4.
barbecue grill.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No.
Okay,
What?
cool. We have enough people.
Oh, okay. Because I would
Yeah.
Perfect.
Bob back. I would sacrifice my steak.
So what I can do, Virginia and Angie, we can set up like another Zoom, just us three, and we can talk about all of the stuff that I've been doing by myself. Amanda, I'm gonna try to set up something with you to give you all my stuff for the Facebook, and then if you want to touch base with Marjorie on her Facebook, that would be
Yeah.
awesome. And
All right.
Elle, when are you going to put me on Facebook with your babies?
Soon,
Nana Margie wants to read a book.
when it's less work for me.
Oh, God, girl. You don't need work.
Melissa, I don't want to leave you out just because you're on speakerphone.
Hi, Melissa.
Do you want to work with Amanda on like continuing with the community input survey and then maybe trying to get like the community involved with the contest, or?
Yeah, I'll continue working on those things.
Cool. All right. So maybe you and Amanda can touch base at some point too before our voting meeting in November.
Mina, we are a totally awesome group, aren't we?
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
good.
I love the energy.
I know,
I'm
right? I'm
excited.
digging this. This is good.
I'm very
Perfect.
excited.
For the
All right.
community input, is that something that you did recently, or are you thinking of doing another one?
No, we did it. We Melissa did most of the work, to be honest with you. Our survey is posted on the Granby, Massachusetts website, our town website. We also posted it everywhere we possibly could on Facebook. And people have been taking it, and we've been reading the responses, and it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Cool.
Melissa?
responses.
Yeah.
So we just hold on to that
People are
information.
given a chance to answer things.
Send me the responses. I really want to read them, Elizabeth.
I will absolutely share them with you.
Okay.
Mina, we just hold on to we do it at Google Document,
Okay.
the survey. So that way it's always saved somewhere with the data in it. We just hold on to that data, right, as part of the records, and we utilize it obviously at meetings to kind of work a little bit better for what our purpose is, right?
Yeah, and then I was wondering if, in order to inform your fiscal year 21 priorities, within the context of COVID-19, if you have any plans to do any like follow-up engagement or gather input from the community during this particular context.
Ooh.
And one thing that I will share is that internally at the state level, we are going to put out a survey to applicants who have applied for the LCC program, regardless of whether they've been denied or approved. And so we're going to gather information about LCC applicants to see what their needs are during this moment in time. But I was just wondering if like you had any thoughts on how to adapt your council priorities for FY21 based on the input you've received and sort of like in this weird moment that we're all experiencing.
At our last, I think we came up with a really good one. However, with COVID-19, that was right around the corner. To be honest with you, I think we should look at the feedback first.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's, there's some people that really know about us, and then there's others who have no idea, and then some people have a different expectation or an idea of what the program entails or what we have the power to do. So I think we need to start really working on educating and getting us out there from that. Melissa, do you agree?
Yeah, because they were, what happened for years was like really swept under the rug.
I think that like making this contest and doing these more visible things might increase our visibility, especially if we're including, you know, the high school kids when they go home and talk to their parents about what's going on, or not, but, you know, then we're mentioned in the back of the flyer maybe of their production or whatever else.
I agree, Melissa, 100%.
So, you know, like Belchertown is a really wonderful model. And so, yes, like please continue as you have been in terms of, you know, looking at their materials. And I don't know if you've ever spoken with anyone there, but feel free to contact them or let me know if you want to be connected to them.
Yeah, they were great. I reached out to them because when I saw their page, my jaw literally fell on the ground and I was like, I can't do that. So
no, you totally can.
And so I reached out and I was like, hey, I just want to, can I just get a sliver? I just want to be in your environment and kind of capture and, you know, see it. And they're like, we meet every Tuesday night. And I was like,
yeah. How often do you meet?
Yearly.
Not as often, only because seriously, in all fairness, no. Elle has a whole lot going on in her life, and she's the one that calls the meetings. So maybe we don't meet as often as maybe you and would like, but we do what we can with what we got. And
yeah, and
I think we got good energy now that we can kind of continue to move forward. And Angie's going to add more members, so that'll be really good.
Yeah, and
especially like that a couple of times in the past year. I think we had 2.
Yeah.
And Elle and I meet all the time on, you know, messengers and whatnot.
I had a meeting where it was me, Bob, and Terry, and nobody else showed up. It just, time has been hard. And Elle has been our leader, and God bless her, this woman doesn't have a spare moment in her life. So
my head's going to get really big. I'm not going to be able to walk through the door, Marge.
Honey, you are super mom, trust me. Your head ain't going to get big. It deserves to be where it is now.
Listen, I'm going to have a drink after this meeting, let me tell you. It's a celebratory drink.
I'll deliver it to you.
Awesome. All right, guys. I need to get going because I got to go pick up my kids. But is there anything else really quick that we want to talk about, or any follow-up steps that we need to do before?
I'm just happy we get a lot more help for you and for Grant.
I'm happy that everybody's here and everybody's energetic and ready to move forward.
And once you have an opportunity to look at some of the input data, let me know if you want to convene another meeting, and maybe we can sort of come up with like a strategic plan for the next year or 2.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm happy to do that. And we can also do, if you're interested, we can do an asset building workshop. It's something that we've done with a couple of councils just to kind of like explore how you all perceive the assets in your community. And that will help inform your mission and your goals. So really, like, I'm here for whatever you need me to be here for.
Thank you,
Nina. Yeah, you're welcome. And it's part of my job. It is my job, obviously, but also it's something that I enjoy doing. And
there you go.
And like, you know, talking about Belchertown, like they took a year to really talk things through as a council. And so like no council like just becomes an amazing council because they're amazing. Like it takes a lot of work. And so we can talk about some of the stuff that's involved.
Thank you, Mina, because Granby Council's been dying for years.
You seem to be doing really well.
No, before Elle took over. No, before Elle took over. Hell no.
No, I think we're going in a different direction now. You know what I mean? And I think it's great. I'm glad for, you know, the fresh faces and the new energy. And I think too, you know, with COVID-19, it's pushing us in a new direction that we need to go in anyway. So that's good.
Honey, we're going where we need to go, and it's new blood, and it's always good.
Yes.
All right,
and
guys.
Thank you. Thank Jason.
Meeting adjourned?
Yes.
Hugs and smooches.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.